Welcome back to DuPont Presents Power of Shunya, the challenge for zero. 3 teams competing today with 3 innovative products. We've seen 2. It's now time to see the third. Let's have a look. Please welcome Abbas Sura and Sukanya Raghu. So Sukanya, if you're ready, you can start your presentation now.
Plant tissue culture is a technique where you use a small part of the plant and produce large number of plantlets out of it. There are basically 2 pathways that the explants take. Explants, I mean, are the pieces of the plant which we take for culturing. These 2 pathways are, one is the direct organogenesis and the second one is the indirect regeneration. Indirect regeneration is mediated by a stage called callus. This callus is an undifferentiated mass of cells which is formed by the differentiation of the already existing cells in the tissue. These cells in the callus, each cell has the potency to give rise to a whole new plant with the same genetic setup as its mother plant. And there is an advantage of the callus mediated production over the direct organogenesis. It's just that the cells multiply and then give rise to plants. But in direct organogenesis, the cells itself give rise to plants. So obviously the callus mediated regeneration would give rise to a large number of plants. That's what we are looking at here. We use the low cost protocol. By low cost we mean that we've used as less as possible plant growth regulators and as less as the concentration as possible. This can take over the traditional way of cultivation of ginger. This product of ours, that is the in vitro ginger plantlets, can add to the supply chain to reach to the farmers to produce the same amount of ginger in a better quality.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sukanya. We also will hear from her mentor, Professor Pushpa Agarwal, who's going to tell us a little more about this innovation. Professor, could you tell us the novelty of this innovation?
Okay, that normal techniques, usually people take the rhizome and put it to grow the plant. Same thing, it will be done in the ultimate way, but they are not tissue culture plants. So they will not be disease-free plants. They may catch the disease and all. And since the protocol is established in the lab, from the lab it has been brought to the greenhouse. From there it goes to nursery where they develop the rhizome and for further growth. So the biggest advantage is the disease-free seedlings, they get it.
Thank you very much, Professor Agarwal. And that leads us to the second half of the presentation, which is Abbas, who's going to tell us about the business plan. So, Abbas from ISB Mohali, the stage is all yours.
Thanks. So, our focus was mainly small to mid-scale farmers who comprise around 80% of the market. And we wanted to serve as a link between these small farmers and the retail segment. So, we cut off all the middlemen in the process. So basically the distribution is that we source the raw material, we collaborate with small farmers, small to medium scale farmers, we get the raw material from them. We then propagate that ginger in our tissue culture units. So we take any apartment which is 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, a farmhouse with an attached greenhouse, and we can start our cultivation over there. And then we give these plantlets to farmers on credit, buy it back from them, supply it to our clients, take the cut and distribute the remaining revenue back to the farmers.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Abbas. Well, up to our jury now. They usually have questions that can uproot trees. This is just a plantlet. Homi, your question?
So, Sukanya, help me understand, how are you going to make sure that the yield of this through tissue culture is going to be better than anything else that the normal way of growing ginger?
As far as our plantlets are concerned, we haven't carried out any genetic experiments on them, but there is scope of doing so by transforming the plant to a high yielding variant.
For me as a farmer, I didn't fully understand it. Why is it a better plant?
The reason it is a better plant is because we can increase the productivity. So a farmer, if he uses the normal ginger cultivation methods, he can harvest 1 crop a year. With this, he can harvest 2 crops a year. In the normal cultivation methods, half of his crop is lost to diseases. Over here, we are promising them a disease-free plant. So that's our main value proposition.
Question to you is, have you involved in your research any time farmers as partners who actually come to you daily and see how the growth is?
We haven't involved any farmers as yet because we are still in the nascent stage of
Because the
research.
buy-in that you are asking, and he's asking for the buy-in of small farmers, because I don't want to go into the debate of middlemen. Middlemen has a more complicated issue than it is, because they not only look at ginger, banana, everything, and they're also financiers, which a lot of us do not have that capability. But coming back, because then you have better buy-in. If they are day in and day out with you from day one, it makes a difference.
Well, thank you so much, Abbas. Thank you so much, Sukanya. Good presentation. Thank you so much. So we're going to give our judges a moment. They've seen 3 presentations, 3 very innovative products. Now they have to mark out of 100 points in 5 different categories of where they think each team stood. At the end of which, they are going to declare one winner. They're marking them on 5 basic parameters: on disruptions, on relevance, on commercial viability, the science behind the idea, and most importantly, that Shunya quotient. We're talking about social impact. Judges, hard work is all yours. So, well, our judges are done with their deliberation. Let's see who managed to impress them the most today.
The jury collectively unanimously has selected Vardhan as the winner.
Well, I'm sure they're happy as well. Let's get our winners on stage from Vardhan, Shanu and Vignesh. Vani, if you could just do the honors, 2 tablet devices for each of you. Well, that's all we have time for on this episode of DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya, the Challenge for Zero. We're going to come back in our next episode with 3 more innovative products, 3 more innovations, and 3 more problems for our judges. We'll hope that you join us then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.